Well, there are so many goddamn gorgeous women out there in this city. After a while, you just want to be with the one that makes you laugh. Apollo, this is my girlfriend, Carrie.
You've never called me your girlfriend before.
She's not to your face.
I love you.
Well, you're welcome.
Bonjour! Voilà le French hat, voilà le French pie. I am such an idiot!
What the fuck?
Get it while it's hot.
I'm moving.
You have some kind of radar? Carrie might be happy it's time to sweep in and shit all over it.
What?
And just like that, Big died. That at least we were happy at the end.
The relationship between Carrie Bradshaw and Mr. Big is sometimes sold to us as this idea of like a really great modern love story because they end up together in the end, which does not mean that it's a good love story. But anyway, when in reality it was a 10-year-long situationship in which many people got hurt, especially people who were not Carrie or Big, just people who had the misfortune of falling in love with two of the messiest, most selfish people in the show. So I've analysed every single interaction between Carrie Bradshaw and Mr. Big, and I wanted to talk about it. I wanted to talk about why I think Carrie stayed with Mr. Big, why Mr. Big kept going back to Carrie, even though he wasn't really particularly interested in her. This is by no means a Carrie Bradshaw apology piece at all. I think both Carrie Bradshaw and Mr. Big are kind of diabolical, to be honest, but I do think there are reasons why Carrie stayed. It can be chalked down to an avoidant attachment, anxious attachment kind of attachment style or whatever. I think it goes way deeper than that. I wanted to talk about intermittent reinforcement, which basically happens when you're in a situationship, when someone isn't giving you steady, consistent and predictable attention, love, affection, and your dopamine levels start to spike. So when someone gives you a tiny little bit of crumb of affection, it starts to feel like they're offering you something amazing. I want to talk about the idea of struggle love, when you think that you've gone through so much with someone, when in reality it's just someone putting you through so much. And also like the sunk cost fallacy as well, where you've invested so much time, energy and pain into something that you can't walk away from it because you think that would all be for nothing. If I walk away now, that means that I've gone through all of that for nothing, instead of realizing that yes, you've been through so much, this person has put you through so much, and by walking away you're actually saving your future self from going through more and more and more of it. But that's really hard to see when you're actually in it. I also wanted to talk about a lot of the patterns that I've picked up on analysing their interactions together. There's a lot of patterns that repeat in their relationship. There's a lot of patterns of really bad communication. There's a lot of patterns of Big triangulating Carrie with other women. There's patterns of power struggle and this constant push-pull dynamic that keeps Carrie stuck in a story where she kind of leads herself to believe that Mr. Big is so unavailable that if he chooses her, it must mean that she's worth something. She must be really valuable if he chooses her. Most of the rest of this video is probably going to be a voiceover and clips of the show. So let's start by doing a quick recap of Carrie Bradshaw and Mr. Big's relationship. So starting off in season 1, Carrie bumps into Big after she's finished having an interaction with Kurt. So she's running a little experiment with Kurt to see if she can have sex like a man, basically without any feeling, emotion, attachment or commitment. So her and Big kind of start this weird serendipitous coincidental thing where they keep bumping into each other.
He's very handsome. Number 2, he's not wearing a wedding ring. Number 3, he knows I carry a personal supply of ultra-textured Trojans with a reservoir tip.
Thanks a lot.
Have you ever been in love?
Abso-fucking-lutely. Well, there are so many goddamn gorgeous women out there in this city.
What an amazing observation.
But the thing is this. After a while, You just want to be with the one that makes you laugh. Know what I mean? Okay.
Eventually, they set a date where they will meet up on purpose at the same time at the same place. He goes to the date, but this is the very first time that we see Big letting down Carrie, and it won't be the last time. This is a string of very many times that Big will let Carrie down. He arrives at the date with his friend who's going through a divorce, so Carrie leaves them there to have a boys' night.
I can't believe it. Same time, same place. Just you and me.
Well, sort of. Meet my friend Jack.
Oh, hi, how are you?
Marvelous. Going through my second divorce. Bitch is getting everything the first bitch didn't. Look at that beautiful woman. I'm gonna go ask her to join us for dinner. Excuse me.
I always thought this was really weird as well. Like, imagine you just saw a random woman who you fancied in a restaurant and then asked her to sit with you for dinner. She's obviously there. She's in a restaurant. She has plans. She's obviously there with like her own friends or family or boyfriend or whatever. And she probably doesn't want to sit with two weird guys who she's never met before. Women aren't just floating around hungry at restaurants hoping that some man is going to ask them to sit down and join them for dinner.
Why don't you two have a guys' night? You know, talk, cry, shoot bear. I'm way behind on my column anyway. Here, next round, on me. We'll do our thing another time.
Are you sure?
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Eventually, they do set another date, and Big brings Carrie to a Chinese restaurant. They end up having sex on the first date, and Carrie thinks that Big is now just going to think of her as a filthy, dirty little slut, and he won't want anything serious with her because she had sex on the first date. So when he calls her for a second date, she thinks that, you know, I've made it through. I've beat the first date, sex on the first date curse. And when he brings her back to the same Chinese restaurant again, she bumps into one of her friends who is on a date with someone who he didn't introduce to Carrie. So Carrie rings him and asks him, is this a restaurant that you bring people that you don't want to be seen with out in public? And her friend confirms.
Oh, you look great.
Not too naked?
Just naked enough.
Hi, I'm Carrie Bradshaw. I'm an old friend of Mike's.
Libby Bialik. It's so nice to finally meet
So
a
I'll
friend.
call you.
Then she starts to get even more paranoid because Mr. Big doesn't introduce Carrie to his friends that he bumps into on the street.
Hey, how are you? It's good to see you.
You remember Phyllis?
Of course, Phyllis. How are you?
So, good to see you.
Good to see you again.
Good seeing.
Bye-bye. Cheers.
She then gets even more annoyed because he lets her down again by not going to her bus stop party gathering thing. So there was a bus going to be passing by that had an ad on the side of it for her column, and she had a little gathering with all of her friends, and he didn't go.
Mr. Big?
Oh, he couldn't make it.
What do you mean he couldn't make it?
I don't know, it's a work thing.
So she gets drunk and she calls over to his house demanding answers. Why he's embarrassed of her, why did he not show up for her, why is he bringing her to the same restaurant again? And obviously he has an answer for everything.
I think Feng Hua's is the best Chinese food in the city, so that's why we went there. The guy we met in the street, I couldn't remember his name, which possibly means I have Alzheimer's, so that's what that was about. And this afternoon, I had courtside tickets to the
The
next.
thing is that all of these situations could have been avoided if Big communicated with Carrie, like after he didn't introduce her to his friends on the street. If immediately when they walked past, if he was like, oh fuck, I can't remember their names, that's so embarrassing. And when he said, sorry, I can't go to your bus party, I have tickets to go see a baseball game or whatever. Like he just says, I can't go. And doesn't give her any answers, which obviously is going to trigger her brain. It would trigger anyone's brain if someone just said no, or someone changed plans or cancelled on you and didn't give you a reason why. You're obviously going to start feeling some sort of paranoia. And it leaves room for your head to kind of spiral. It leaves room for those insecurities or those kind of doubts to just grow legs and start running all over the place. Whereas if he had said immediately like why he hadn't introduced her and why he can't go to meet her friends, then she wouldn't have ran off like that. I'm not trying to excuse Carrie, but I'm just trying to, like, you know, fair is fair. So they move along, everything's going great according to Carrie, but then she finds out that he's dating other women.
How are you?
Good. I was just here with my posse having dinner. Are you on a date?
Sort of.
They never discussed exclusivity together. They never decided that they were a couple. But he didn't make it clear that he was dating other women. This begins another pattern of Big triangulating Carrie with other women and Carrie putting up with it. She's doing a column all about threesomes and she was asking Big if he had ever had a threesome, and he tells Carrie that he did have a threesome with his ex-wife.
I have to interview someone.
About what?
Threesomes? Ever done one?
Sure. Who hasn't?
Really? With who?
My ex-wife.
She starts getting paranoid about the fact that he has an ex-wife and that they had this crazy like sex life, having threesomes and stuff. Carrie literally stalks his ex-wife and goes for dinner with her. Big knows that she stalked his ex-wife because he's still in contact with his ex-wife. So I don't understand why Big was not a bit more concerned about the fact that Carrie went behind his back, made a lunch meeting with his ex-wife, and was trying to like dig for information about Big. I'm sorry, but that would, if I was dating someone and they contacted my ex and went for dinner with my ex to try and like dig information about me, I would be like, you're a fucking freak. Like, sorry, you're actually such a freak. Never gonna see you again. But Big, as much as Carrie tolerates shit from Big also tolerates a lot of shit from Carrie as well.
Yeah, I know. She told me at lunch.
I know you know. She told me she told you.
See, that's another thing. You didn't tell me that you're still talking to her.
Acquaintances of Carrie's are getting married and Big and Carrie are going to the wedding. They were speaking about marriage because Carrie is writing a poem for them or a speech or whatever at the wedding. She finds out that Big never wants to get married again. And when she brings it up to him, he distracts her by kissing her. This becomes another pattern. Every time Carrie needs to talk about something or every time they need to clear the air or like have an actual serious conversation, he just fucking kisses her.
Well, why did you get married?
I was a fool in love.
Oh, that is so sweet.
And then I was a fool in divorce court.
Yeah, now you're just a fool.
Exactly, which is why I'm never getting married again.
Look, I do want to get married someday. I mean, maybe not today, but I don't want to, I can't date somebody that won't. You know, what's the point?
A little bit of sauce on the lip, right? Yeah.
Carrie starts being a little detective stalker freak again, but this time it's Mr. Big and his mother. He made it really clear that this is something I do with my mum, and Carrie, you know, turned into a stalker freak and decided to stalk Big and his mom at church. And again, why is Mr. Big not feeling like this girl is actually, like, these are massive red flags. I already told you this isn't for you. This is something for me and my mum. You're fucking stalking my ex-wife. Now you're stalking me and my mommy. Like, you need to go. She gets really butthurt when Big doesn't introduce her as his girlfriend and just
Mother,
as a
this is my
friend.
friend, Carrie.
I searched her face looking for the light of recognition. But there was nothing.
I mean, I'll introduce you as my girlfriend when I'm sure. I have to do things on my time frame.
So she starts getting paranoid again and she starts getting in her head, which is like, I think is kind of fair enough. I think a lot of it she has brought on herself, but a lot of it is hot and cold behavior by Big as well. He's not giving her full commitment. He's not giving her security and safety. And he is definitely breadcrumbing her with intermittent reinforcement. Sometimes he's all over her and then other times she's chasing him and he's 1 foot in, 1 foot out, hot, cold, up, down, all around. And that of course will mess with someone. But especially because Big is obviously way more of an avoidant, which triggers Carrie's anxious attachment. So she gets really anxious and clingy and paranoid. And when there's that space, the space of lack of communication or really bad communication, that's when people's anxieties get really bad, when that space isn't filled with reassurance and answers and clarity. And he just doesn't offer that to Carrie ever. So she has too much space where her brain can just run wild. And anyway, so Big decides to book a holiday for them to the Caribbean. And before the holiday, they're literally running into the car to get ready for the holiday. And she's like, tell me I'm the one. And he's like, no. And he doesn't. And then she leaves him.
Just get in the car, please.
Can't. I love you, but I can't.
They break up. And I remember watching this and rewatching it being like, Carrie, could you not have had that conversation when you were on holiday? At least like you would have been in the Caribbean. Or could you not have had like the best time ever on holiday and then had a really serious conversation like during the holiday or like after the holiday? And but no, she decided that on the way to the airport, while he's packing her bags in the car, she's like, let's do it now. And like, I understand that to a certain extent, but I'm like, you've been putting up with this for months. Can you not just suck it up for another few days and go to the Caribbean and have like such a fun time? And if anything, that would bring you guys closer if you go away together and you have this amazing time. Like, that sounds like a way better opportunity to have a serious conversation instead of being late for the airport and like shoving your bags into the back of a car. Anyway, they break up. Carrie goes on a date with a baseball player and apparently he's famous or whatever. She bumps into Big at a bar while she's happy with the baseball player, and Big hooks her back in by touching her shoulder and telling her that she's never looked better.
Surprise, surprise.
Well, look at you. I've been, I keep
How've
meaning.
you-
Good.
Never looked better.
Big and Carrie get back together and Carrie starts lying to her friends about seeing him again.
Truth is, I wasn't sure why I wanted to keep the fact that I was seeing Big again so under wraps. All I knew is that it felt somehow illicit. I didn't.
Carrie?
Miranda, oh my God.
What are you doing up here?
Oh, teeth cleaning.
At 7 a.m.?
Well, I like to get it over with.
Not dressed up for the dentist?
Oh, laundry day.
Ah.
I had never lied to Miranda before, but I was embarrassed to admit that I was seeing Big again. The truth was I was cheating on her and all my friends with Mr. Big.
They go to a wedding together and Big starts to act all avoidy and weird again. Again, this non-committal energy from Big. He's back in her life. He wants her back, but he doesn't want to sign the card. He doesn't want to be seen on paper and pen in a card with her. He doesn't want to be Carrie and Big. He wants the two of them to be together and to be in somewhat of a committed relationship under his terms and conditions. He was weird about how they even knew his name on the invitation, and he doesn't want to sign the card with her. So this is again the push-pull dynamic, the hot and cold, the 1 foot in, 1 foot out dynamic. He's not fully prepared to be with her fully. And again, that behavior would make anyone feel anxious, even if you were a securely attached person and you were dealing with someone who was doing stuff like this. It would eventually it wouldn't turn you into an anxious attachment, but it would trigger some anxious flavored behavior, if you get what I mean. Because I think some people think that, oh well, sometimes I behaved in a way that made me anxious, that must mean I'm anxiously attached. And it's like, well, no, like sometimes our anxiety is completely justified by other people's behaviors. And again, if someone is behaving in a way that is making you feel anxious, if there's certain types of situations where it is justified to feel anxious. And again, I've had situations before where I'm like, oh, in this situation I was really avoidant, when in fact that was the secure thing to do, would be to avoid a person who is giving you reasons to avoid them. It doesn't mean I'm an avoidant attachment or an anxious attachment. Just in those situations, I was given reasons to be anxious, or I was given reasons to avoid.
Things with Big were good. He was actually going with me to a wedding.
Can I just say, wow. Hey.
Oh, I left the card here for you to sign.
I don't need to sign it. They're your friends.
Your name's on the invitation, too.
Really? How'd they get my name?
So Carrie and Big are going to go to a wedding together, and this is another example of the push and pull dynamic that Big creates in the relationship. He's back with Carrie, he wants to be with her, but it has to be on his terms and his conditions. He wants to go to a wedding with her, and she takes this as like a huge sign that he's being amazing and they're in this great relationship, when actually like going to a wedding with your partner is just the bare minimum. It doesn't make you a great partner because you're going to a wedding. It means that you're in a partnership, and that's what you do. You go places together as a team. So he drags himself to the wedding, but he's weird about the fact that his name is on the invitation. How do they know my name? He doesn't want to sign his name on the card. So this is the 1 foot in, 1 foot out. He's like, fine, I'll go to the wedding with you, but I don't want to be Carrie and Big. I don't want to have my name on the card. I don't want to like, no, I'm not prepared to be with you like on paper on someone's card that they're not even going to fucking read. And this is where these types of dynamics would make anyone, if someone was behaving like that towards anyone in a relationship, it would create anxiety behavior. So I think a lot of people who are securely attached think that they have anxious attachment or think that they have avoidant attachment because of how they behaved in certain situations. Even if you are securely attached, there are situations that would trigger an anxious reaction or an anxious kind of behavior because it's justified. Like if you're a securely attached person and the person that you're with who says that they love you and isn't in a relationship with you barely wants to be seen with you out in public, doesn't want to put their name on a card, that is going to make even a securely attached person, a secure person in themselves, that is going to make them feel like, what's wrong with me? Why do they not want to be with me? And similarly enough, if you are securely attached and you are with someone who is behaving in a way that's really harmful, dangerous, and you start to avoid them, that's a sign of security. That's a sign of secure attachment. It isn't a sign of actually being an avoidantly attached person, because I think we all have traits of being secure, being anxious, being avoidant. But it's knowing when they're justified responses. Is it like, am I actually anxiously attached, or is this person behaving in a way that is triggering me and making me feel anxious because it's appropriate and justified to feel anxiety in these situations? Am I actually avoidantly attached, like in my soul, in my heart, in my nervous system? Or is this person behaving in certain ways that makes me want to avoid them? Is it justified and appropriate for me to feel like taking steps away from this person? Okay, so they go to the wedding together. Eventually he decides, so he does decide to go to the wedding. He knew that she was doing the speech at the wedding, and then he leaves to take a phone call. During her speech, he takes a phone call.
His forever was as simple as her smile. Two people were committing to a life together, and I couldn't even get a guy to be on a card with me.
She is butthurt about this and barely even says anything. She was the one who tries to offer him, this is how you can fix it. I'm hurt that you missed my speech. However, we can dance and you can make it better. And he's like, no. And again, just doesn't want to. He should be the one like, oh babe, I'm sorry I missed your speech. Let's go for a dance. Like, let's get you a drink. Let's get you some cake. And to like give her some attention and try and like repair the fact that he missed her speech. But it's her offering the repair. It's her giving him, throwing him a rope, throwing him a lifeline to be like, this is how you can fix it. And he's like, no. He has no interest. And again, he just barely ever shows any interest in Carrie. He doesn't want to dance with her. He doesn't want to stay at the wedding, and eventually they just leave.
Sorry, I had to take a call.
Did I miss anything?
Well, you missed my poem and most of the reception, but there's nothing like a slow dance to make you forgive and forget.
Maybe later. I hate to dance while people are eating.
Carrie convinces herself, and she's trying to convince the girls that things are different this time with Big. And then they even ask, like, how are things different? And she's like, I don't know, they just are. She doesn't give any examples of different ways that he's behaving or different ways that he is being in the relationship that signals to her that things are actually different and that he actually gives a single fuck about her.
Tell me, how is it different?
It just is. I can't explain it. Actually, I can, but you're so scary right now, I won't.
No, really, tell me.
Just a feeling. I don't know, something's shifted. It's like, maybe we both know that if we came together again, it must be for a reason.
He lets her down again by not wanting to go meet her friends. The thing about this scene that kind of annoys me is the fact that she got ready and was really excited and then made her way over to his house, and he knew that he wasn't going. Like, he knew that he didn't want to go. Why did he not just phone her and tell her, like, hey, I don't want to go? Why did he let her travel all the way over there in the rain also, because it was raining that night? And then he like decided to let her down, and she was really excited for him to meet her friends. And again, she's the one saying, like, letting him know, I need this from you. I need you to meet my friends. It's really important for me that you get to know my friends better. And they set up a date, and then he lets her down. Why did he not just call her and say, I don't want to go out anymore. I want to stay in.
Hey, baby, come on in.
Well, you are not properly attired to meet my friends, mister. Now hop to it.
Yeah, about that. Do you mind if I don't go? I've been out all day. It's gonna rain.
But my friends are expecting you.
Yeah, I know, but they're your friends, and they'll be fine with just you.
And then eventually he does come to the bar, and Carrie, her faith is now restored. And this signal of Big coming to the bar to meet her friends also restores fucking Miranda's faith in Steve for whatever reason. Like, your boyfriend coming to the bar to meet your friends, your boyfriend making an effort to meet your friends. Again, it's the bare minimum. And this is the breadcrumbing, the intermittent reinforcement that Big will do to Carrie over and over and over again. He agrees to do something, and then he takes it away from her, and then he will give it to her. So he lifts her up, he puts her down, and then he lifts her up again. So she feels like him doing the bare minimum shit, such as giving her a toothbrush,
There's only one pink brush head, and Big was giving his to me. It was the single most encouraging moment so far in our relationship.
such as going with her to a wedding, such as meeting her friends in a bar. She actually thinks that, like, these acts, these things that he's doing are going above and beyond. This is a king. This is my soulmate. This is the man of my dreams. He's amazing. And actually all he's doing is just being normal. He's just being a normal guy. Like, it's like a tactic that people use. Like, avoidants do it, narcissists do it. They breadcrumb you, they give you so little, and you will be starved of any real emotional connection or any real reassurance or effort, that when they do the bare ass fucking minimum, it feels like they're doing so much. So Big starts to annoy Carrie by looking at other women and being a fucking pig, to be honest. And this is again him triangulating other women with Carrie, letting her know, like, these women are fucking hot and I'm going to stare at them. You are not enough. I have to look and get validation and get my eye candy by looking at all these women that are walking past me and, like, flirting with all these girls. This is another tactic that narcissists use, basically, and really selfish fucking stupid people, because it will have you on your toes, thinking that you have to look over your shoulder to compare yourself to every single woman, and you will never feel like you're good enough. If you consistently see your partner looking at other women and perving on them and being a pig, you, first of all, will not trust him. Second of all, you're going to compare yourself and you're going to feel like you are in competition with every other woman on earth. This is just another example, and this goes on all the way until Big dies, basically. And we'll talk about that more as we carry on. He repeatedly makes her wait outside of his apartment, but refuses to give her an apartment key.
Hey. Sorry.
You're a half hour late. I hate waiting here for you. You know, if you gave me a key, I could wait upstairs next time.
A key?
So she hits him.
Carrie. Oh, are you all right?
No! I hate that you look at other women. I hate that I don't have a key to your place. You've never spent the night at my place. You can't even make space for me in your bed.
And then after she hits him, she's like, right, okay, I can't hit him. I should just try and communicate with him. She tries to communicate with him about what's actually bothering her. She said that it bothers me that you look at other women. It bothers me that you don't make room for me in your bed. It bothers me that you don't give me a house key. So she leaves, she goes back to her own apartment, and he comes over. So this is kind of another example of not really talking about things, but then they just kind of hook up and forget about it. He only addresses 2 of those issues. So if you remember, she said, I hate that you look at other women, I hate that you don't give me a house key, and I hate that you didn't make room for me in my bed. He only addresses 2 of those. He doesn't address the fact that he looks at other women and is a bit of a fucking perv.
Maybe you need a key to know that I'm crazy about you. But the thing is, I've given out like 5 keys. And maybe I hog my bed, but I mean, it's my bed. Well, I like you in it.
Wow, I should hit you more often.
Carrie says, I love you to Mr. Big, and he says this.
I love you.
Oh, well. You're welcome. I'll just wait for you outside.
She gets really fucking annoyed with him, and obviously it's annoying her that he never said I love you back, and it's starting to, you know, eat away at her. So she cheats on him, basically. And then he rings her and he says, I need to do things in my own time. This is a pattern. We've heard him say this before when he was with his mommy, and he will absolutely say it again. So he is in this relationship with Carrie, but everything is moving at his pace. It has to move at his pace. He has to set the pace. He has to set the tone. He is the one that is coming up with all of the boundaries, all of the terms and conditions in this relationship.
I know what you're really pissed off about, but it's just something I've got to do in my own time. Well, I fucking love you. All right? You know I do.
Hey, good morning.
Again, it's just another example of him not considering Carrie and not considering her needs at all. Now, I'm not saying that Big should have said I love you to Carrie if he wasn't actually feeling it. I'm just talking about this pattern in general. The fact that he needs to do everything in his own time. It has to be in his time, blah, 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 blah. So it's like, well, so she doesn't get any consideration whatsoever. No, it's just how it works for him. It's just what's best for him. And she puts up with it. She puts up with it every single time. Carrie wants to leave a few bits of her items at his house, but he doesn't want her stuff there. This, in my opinion, means... Now, I'm just speculating, I don't know. But I think this means that Big still has other women coming to his house. Why else would you have a problem with some of your girlfriend's things being tucked away in drawers or in your cabinet or whatever? It's not as if her shit was all over the house. When he gave her the stuff back, it was only in like a small bag. It wasn't even that much stuff. It was just like a few like toiletries or cosmetics or whatever. And he was like, ew, no, she can't be here. She's invading my space. Or I don't want all of these other women to know that there's, an anchor woman here or there's like a primary woman here all the time who leaves her stuff here. I don't want any evidence that there's another woman in my house for when all these other women come over. Again, this push and pull energy, they're getting closer, they're in a relationship, but he doesn't want any of her stuff in his house. He doesn't want to know. He doesn't want to think about her when she's not there. He barely wants to see her in public. He barely wants to do anything with her anyway. He definitely doesn't want to be reminded of her when she's not there. She also finds a photo of herself tucked in a drawer, like in his sock drawer or something. It's not even out. It's not even on the cabinet. It's not even somewhere that like he could even see it. She again thinks that this is amazing. I don't need to leave my stuff here because I'm already here. Yeah, you're tucked away in his fucking underwear drawer underneath all the stuff where no one could ever find it. Not even him. He probably forgot that he put it there. And she again, is so used to receiving nothing from him, no validation, no reassurance, no real communication, which is both of their fault. But she is so used to receiving nothing. So when he does anything, like took a photo of her way down in the bottom ass of his drawer, she thinks that this is some like huge marker of how great their relationship is and how much he loves her. And it's like, girl, no, that photo is not even out on display. That photo is not even out. He's not proud of that. If he was proud of that, he'd put it in a frame. He'd have it beside his bed. He'd have it on his desk. He'd have it out in the kitchen. Like, he would have it out and displayed. He not even so anyone else could see it, so he could see it. But no, she's so used to having nothing from him that she takes these tiny little gestures of bare minimum and she thinks that they equal a real love and a real connection. Big tells Carrie that he's moving to Paris and he basically didn't keep her in the loop at all. She was like, well, why are you not telling me? And he was like, oh God, don't get all crazy on me. He doesn't consider her at all.
Actually, there's a possibility I'm not going to be here this summer. I may have to move to Paris for work, just for a while.
For how long a while?
7 months, maybe a year. Nothing's definite.
Wait. How long have you known about this?
It's been in the works for a while.
When did you plan on telling me?
When I knew more. Nothing's definite. I mean, don't get carried away.
It's not about that. It's about the fact that I wasn't even a factor in his decision-making process. You know, 1 minute he's all over me, and the next minute he's pushing me away, and I just cannot believe this is happening again.
When he's making life decisions, he does not consider her at all. Again, 1 foot in, 1 foot out, hot and cold energy, push and pull constantly with him.
We can, we'll do le phone sex, and if things get really bad, then I'll move to Paris for a while and write Le Sex in La City.
But you'd be moving to Paris for yourself, right? I mean, don't move for me.
Well, why would I move to Paris if it wasn't for you?
I don't want you to uproot your life and expect anything.
I am such an idiot!
What the fuck?
This is about us getting closer and you getting so freaked out that you have to put an ocean between us.
They break up again, and again they will use sex instead of actually having a conversation.
There were no words left. We'd said them all.
When she says, there's no words left, we've nothing else to say, we've said all the words, you literally said nothing. Sorry, but like, neither of you have actually said anything. You just had a fight and then left, and now you're having sex, and she tells him to go to Paris and that she's not going.
Go to Paris. I'm not gonna come.
He moves to Paris, he meets a girl, he falls in love, the deal falls through, so now he's moving back home to New York with his 25-year-old girlfriend. And again, he doesn't even think about Carrie for 1 single second. He didn't even tell her that he moved home. He didn't even tell her any of these updates. He doesn't give a fork about her. The only reason she finds out about any of this is because she bumps into them at a party.
Is it you?
Hey. Oh, Carrie, this is Natasha.
Hi, it's a pleasure to meet you. I've heard so much about you.
The Paris deal fell through. I planned on calling you.
They arrange to have a lunch together, and Big tells Carrie that he's engaged, and she crashes the fuck out. And honestly, like, fair. Like, I think it is fair that she is not happy about this news.
We're engaged.
Oh.
Largely.
Engaged? You told me you never wanted to get married again, ever.
Well, things change.
Meaning what? You just didn't want to marry me. You string me along for 2 years and then you marry some 25-year-old girl after only 5 months? These steps are very dangerous.
He tells Carrie that he never meant to hurt her, and I don't know why she falls for it. Girl, yes, he did. He doesn't care about you. He does not care about you. Why can you not see the evidence in front of you? There's so much evidence to suggest that this man does not care about you at all. But because he's telling you that he didn't mean to hurt you, you're like, oh, I know you didn't. Why do you believe him? Why do we not trust the pattern? Why do we not trust the pattern? Don't trust the words that come out of his mouth. Why don't you just trust the pattern that you have noticed over time, consistently, again and again and again and again and again?
Sorry. I would never ever hurt you deliberately.
I know you wouldn't.
So, like I was saying, I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry too.
Why are you sorry?
I shouldn't have reacted like that.
Yes, you should.
Someday, very soon, we can all meet for a drink and be great friends.
So at his own engagement party, Big walks away from his wife, fiance, whatever, the woman that he's about to marry. He walks away from her to talk to Carrie. Natasha is looking from the car, and Carrie is looking at Natasha, and then she strokes Big's face in front of Natasha. Sorry, but if I was Natasha, I would be so fucking pissed off. Like, why are you going over to your ex-girlfriend at our literal engagement party? Why is she touching your face? Why did you leave me in the car by myself? I'm like rolling down the window looking at you like a freak. What the fuck? Anyway, so that's the end of another chapter of Big and Carrie.
Well, you're late. The party's over.
I'll say it is. Why wasn't it me?
Carrie,
No, seriously.
it just got so hard.
So Carrie meets Aiden. He wants to date her. She wants to date him, whatever. He's secure, he's available, and he offers everything to Carrie that she never received from Big. So Aiden offers it up without Carrie needing to jump through hoops, without Carrie needing to contort herself or overextend herself or earn it or prove herself. Aiden just offers it up to Carrie, and Carrie starts acting like Big. She starts pulling away from Aiden. Eventually she catches on to the fact that she is acting like Big and that Aiden is actually a good guy, and she just kind of like tries to get a bit more secure in the relationship with Aiden. So sensing that Carrie is now moving on and he's losing his grip on her, Mr. Big decides that actually he really wants her back. Actually, she's the one, and he really, really wants her back, and he doesn't want to be in his marriage anymore.
Well, that was very fast. What do you want? Go home to your wife.
I'm so fucked up.
This is again another classic avoidant attachment trope as well. When the avoidant is so used to when the avoidant person is so used to the anxious person chasing and chasing and chasing, knowing that they're always going to be there, when they're used to that, and then that changes, when the anxious person starts to actually pull away and start to take the hooks out of themselves that the avoidant had in them, the avoidant will come chasing. Not all the time, but a lot of the times the avoidant will come chasing because they notice the gap. Usually the anxious person is the one that closes the gap that the avoidant creates by pulling back and creating space. The avoidant will try and fix that gap. When the anxious person stops closing that gap and stops trying to fix the gap and close the gap to bring people back together, to bring the two of them back together, the avoidant will feel that gap. They'll feel it and they will start to close the gap. So that's basically what's happening with Big and Carrie. He starts hounding her. He does not take no for an answer. She is saying no repeatedly, especially in the elevator scene. She is telling him to get off her and he's like grabbing her, kissing her, and then basically coerces her into an affair. So she did say no a lot of times and he did not listen to her. But again, she finds herself having an affair with him. And were there other steps that she could have taken? Of course, she said no. She said no. She said no. She did, in fairness. And he did not listen to her. So that is absolutely on him. She still found herself in a situation where she is having an affair with her married ex-boyfriend while she's also in a committed relationship to Aiden.
The thing is, fuck, I miss you.
Too bad. Do not come in here. Don't follow me in here. What is it? What is it you have to say?
I made a mistake.
Fuck you.
I love you.
You. My mind was yelling how angry I was, but my heart. And just like that, I lost my head.
The affair starts to get really messy and Carrie wants to end it. Again, they're not answering each other's questions and Carrie stays in Big's house while Natasha is away.
If I make that call, are you going to be there for me?
Are we gonna do this, really? Charlotte was right. What did I really know about Natasha?
Honey, are you here? I took the jitney home.
Honey?
I see you! Wait!
I had always assumed the one who would be hurt in all this would be me.
Is she all right?
She lost a tooth and needed a stitch in her lip. They had a plastic surgeon and it won't scar.
I'll call you.
For what? We're so over. We need a new word for over.
Carrie starts looking and snooping around their house while Big goes to work and she thinks Natasha is still away. And the photo of Natasha is displayed out on the fridge. So she was looking at the photo of Natasha and I wonder, was she thinking, like, why is her photo on the fridge and my photo was tucked away in a fucking drawer somewhere for nobody to see? Natasha comes home early and she ends up falling down the stairs and needing surgery on her mouth. Eventually Carrie tells Aiden and Aiden dumps Carrie.
You never let me hold you anymore.
Aiden, I slept with my ex-boyfriend. What about the wedding?
Just go without me. I just wish I didn't know about this. I just know myself. This isn't the kind of thing I can get over.
One of the things that really annoys me about when Carrie here in this scene, when she's trying to say, I would never hurt you, I didn't mean to hurt you. Yes, you did. I actually hate so much when people do something intentionally over and over and over again and then say that they didn't mean to hurt you or they never intended to hurt you. How else was that meant to land with Aiden other than pain? You went out of your way over and over and over again to meet up with your ex, to run around behind Aiden's back, to have an affair on Natasha and on Aiden, and then when it's all over, you're full of sorrow because you never meant to hurt him. What else did you think was going to happen? How else did you think that was going to affect him? Did you think he would just be like, oopsie doopsie, okie dokie, we all make mistakes? I don't know. It just annoys me when people do something really hurtful, especially when it's repeated behavior, repeatedly over. Like, I think if you cheat on your partner even once, I mean, no, because if you think about it, people don't just fall into bed together. Like when, we haven't gotten there yet, but when she kisses Aiden in the second movie, we haven't gotten there yet, but whatever. People don't just fall into bed together. There's flirting and banter and touching and boundaries crossed multiple times before you end up actually having any physical contact. Do you know what I mean? Those are all intentional things that can be stopped so that nothing happens, you know? And if you know that boundaries are being crossed, and if you know that you're crossing lines or that you're playing with fire or that, but people like that though. That's the thing. People really, really, really like playing with fire, but people like it. People like getting validation. People like having little risky things in the background and running around behind people's back or whatever. But when they get caught then and they regret it, obviously, then they will say, I never meant to hurt you. I would never hurt you. How the fuck else was this supposed to impact Aiden other than pain? So I really don't like when, I think I've said enough, but you know what I mean. Carrie and Big decide that they are war buddies after going through everything together, and they decide to become friends, I think.
You and I are like that red wall. It's a good idea in theory, but somehow doesn't quite work. And just like that, I realized Big and I weren't us anymore. We had become something else.
Carrie decides that she wants Aiden back out of absolutely fucking nowhere, and Aiden eventually says, okay, let's get back together.
No, I feel fairly certain that there is still something between us.
You broke my heart! Okay, let's give it a shot.
Really?
Big calls when Aiden and Carrie are together.
Hey kid, what's shaking? I'm back in town. Call me, baby.
I hate that he calls here. I don't want you to see him ever again.
Can't do that. He's in my life. It's not the same way you are, but he is.
Carrie chooses to prioritize her relationship and friendship and connection with Big over the feelings and the boundaries of her partner by not cutting contact with Big. So Aiden's not happy with the fact that the man that his partner cheated on with is still calling her and calling her baby and wanting to hang out and like ringing her for advice for relationships and stuff. Aiden is letting her know, hey, this is not cool. This makes me uncomfortable. Can this come to an end? And Carrie is like, no. So she's choosing Big over Aiden, basically. And Aiden puts up with it. Aiden says, okay, fine, I'll learn how to live with it. Carrie goes to Aiden's country house and sneaks off behind Aiden's back to have a dinner with Big. And Carrie starts to get a little bit uncomfortable and annoyed when Big talks about his new girlfriend.
4 hours later, I kissed Aiden goodbye, kicked the mud off my boots, and had a New York steak with my New York ex.
That's someone. I lifted her up, I put her on the bed.
Okay, that's plenty. Thanks.
I think the thing that really bothers Carrie here is not only obviously because she's still massively attached and probably still in love with Big, but probably the reality of knowing that Big never spoke about Carrie this way. He never gushed about her. He never, told other people about Carrie the way that he is speaking about Willow now to Carrie.
There's something here. I think I'm in love.
Not only does she not cut contact with Big to make Aiden feel safe and secure and to prioritize him and his needs, not Big's, but she invites Big to Aiden's country house because he's upset about his girlfriend.
Hello?
Hey, man, it's me. Sorry to be calling you this late. Is Carrie there?
It's really not a good time. We're about to go to bed. And 2 bottles of red wine later, Big started talking. Unfortunately, it was mostly to himself.
Skin.
All right, give me a magazine.
Wait.
Any more wine?
Nope.
Can't smoke in the house.
Thanks.
Look at him, he can't drive. What you doing? You can't drive.
Call my driver.
We're an hour outside New York.
So a very clear way out of this situation would be to let Big call his driver. Even though they're an hour outside New York, surely it's better to wait an hour for the driver to come rather than have Big there all night and the next morning. But Carrie, even though Big offers this, Carrie is the one that says no. Carrie is the one that's like, no, that's not an option. You need to stay.
You can't drive. Sleep on the couch.
Big gets drunk and he has to spend the night. Sorry, why is Aiden putting up with this? Like, oh, fuck no. Like, if this was me, no, absolutely not. Definitely not. For whatever fucking reason on earth, Aiden proposes to Carrie.
I love you, Carrie. There's no one I could love more. I want to live my life with you. What do you think?
Yes.
Carrie starts to get annoyed at Aiden for being interested and inquisitive about her life and about her day.
And there's no walls, there's nowhere to hide. As soon as I walk in the door, he's all up in my face with, who'd you see? Where'd you go? Who'd you meet? What do you know?
And I always think as well, the things that she's so annoyed about Aiden for, which is basically him just showing interest in her, I'm sure she would have loved if Mr. Big had showed a quarter of that interest in her life at all. Aiden starts to put pressure on Carrie to get married. There are very valid criticisms to be made of Aiden putting so much pressure on her and being manipulative and controlling and a bit pushy about marrying Carrie. But I just want to point out, I am not an Aiden stan or anything, but I do want to point out that these behaviors in Aiden only started happening when they got back together after the affair. Aiden wasn't like that before this. These behaviors have come out in Aiden because he feels insecure, because he feels intimidated, because he feels like he's in competition with another man, and because his fucking partner cheated on him. Like, that will absolutely have an effect on someone. That will absolutely have an effect on someone. Should he have gotten back together with her after the affair? Like, that's completely up to him. He decided to get back with her. That is going to have effects. Like, you're not going to get back with someone after they cheat on you, and you're not going to feel super secure and super safe with that person. And of course, it could bring out sides of you that are not your best side. They're going to bring out sides of you that feel clingy and insecure and just like not yourself. So I'm just going to give Aiden a little bit of credit there. And yeah, was he correct for getting back with her? Probably not. Was he correct for staying with her even when she refused to contact with Big? Probably not. Was he correct for staying with her even after she invited Big down to his country house? Probably not. Was he correct for putting pressure on her to get married? No. But again, I'm just saying, when you're in these situations, we've all been in situations. Well, no, we have not all been in situations like Carrie, Big and Aiden, let's be for real. But we have all been in situations when we are with someone who has cheated on us, or someone who has betrayed us, or someone who isn't great for us. And it's so easy for people on the outside to be like, why are you getting back with them? Why are you trying again? But it takes time for people to realize that you should probably
Carrie,
just break up.
I want the whole wide world to know that you're mine.
Who else would I be? Oh my God.
If you don't want to marry me right now, you'll never want to marry me.
So eventually they do break up. Aiden decides that if Carrie doesn't want to marry him, then he doesn't want to be with her, and they break up.
Okay, I gotta go.
All right, I can't watch you leave, so I think I'm better I'm gonna stay.
Aiden's evicting her? He's not evicting her. He's giving her 30 days to decide what she wants to do.
So Carrie needs to buy her apartment or she's going to end up getting evicted. She runs to Big and asks Big for the money. She has a talk with the girls, and all of the girls basically offer to help give her the money so she doesn't have to take it off Big. And Carrie gets annoyed at Charlotte for not offering to give her the money that she needs to buy her own apartment.
Aiden and I broke up. So, I need money. You know money. I need to know what you know about money. Big offered me the money for my down payment, but I could never take it. Could I?
No, you could.
Carrie goes over to Charlotte's house, and basically this is one of the scenes where we see Carrie deflecting off. When someone is trying to hold her accountable, she deflects and then she projects onto the person who's calling her out. Basically just an awful way to be a friend, an awful way to communicate if someone is calling you out, and then you just start pointing out something that they're doing wrong, and it's like, this was not the original conversation that we were having. But anyway,
Why didn't you offer me the money?
Carrie, I love you. But it's not my job to fix your finances.
so Carrie calls Big one night when she's lonely, and she makes her way over to Big's house only to discover that he was leaving again, and not considering her needs again, and not considering the fact that not considering her at all. Basically, he was going to leave New York, move to California, and not tell her at all.
Can I come over?
Sure.
Get it while it's hot. Leaving New York. And what, if I hadn't happened to call tonight, you were just gonna quietly go away without telling me?
I'm not big on goodbyes.
So Carrie organizes this big, huge last night in New York with Big, and they're on a horse carriage thing or whatever. And again, another example of them not answering each other's questions. When someone asks a question, the other one just asks a question back without there ever being any actual communication and any actual answers.
So, you leave tomorrow at 5? How about lunch? I'll come over around 2?
I can't believe you're leaving me alone with a horse and buggy.
Carrie has like a book launch thing in California, and she convinces Samantha to go with her, to take a train with her, to go to California so she can hook up with Mr. Big. Big and Carrie have a dinner, but Big only wants to discuss Carrie's book and all of the information in the book about him, so they don't end up hooking up until the next morning.
I pass a bookstore, and there you are, right in the window, next to the real books. I had no idea that I hurt you so much. The city itself, cold, infuriating, and exhausting. That's what I'm talking about. When have I ever been cold? Am I cold?
No. You're hot.
Eventually, Carrie starts dating Berger, who I think is the worst boyfriend of Carrie's in this whole... I know I'm talking so much shit about Mr. Big, but I actually think Berger is the worst boyfriend of Carrie's in this entire thing. He's incredibly insecure. He's so intimidated by Carrie's success that he takes it out on her by negging her and belittling her, and he eventually breaks up with her on a post-it. But while she's going out with Berger, she's having phone sex with Big until she eventually puts an end to it.
But I am not sorry I made that money. I worked really hard for it. And I never thought that you would be the type of guy that would have a problem with that.
Well, neither did I, but I guess I do, don't I?
Okay, whatever. Big is back in New York and he tells Carrie that he's getting heart surgery.
I'm having a little heart thing done.
No one else on planet Earth gives a shit about Mr. Big except Carrie. She is the only one there in the hospital with him while he's recovering. Again, he doesn't even tell her that he's left the hospital. He doesn't even let her know that he's been discharged. He doesn't let her know where he's going, and she has to find him, hunt him down, and she just arrives and carries on like normal.
Hi, can I please be connected to room 817?
That patient left the hospital this morning.
Well, how'd you find me?
When you weren't at the morgue, I figured you were at the Four Seasons, and here you are.
As if it's not a big deal that he's not considering her at all. Considering the fact that no one else on earth gave a single fuck about him except this woman, he doesn't care, not even 1% about her in return. Big gets all lovey-dovey with Carrie while he's in recovery, and then the next day he just acts like himself again.
Seriously, kid, you and me, the early bird special?
See.
I'm fine. Bye.
It was a shift imperceptible to anyone but me, but I knew Big's heart had closed again.
Carrie eventually meets Alexander Petrovsky, an artist, and she starts this weird, cringe, over-the-top relationship with him, and eventually she moves to Paris with him.
This little tune I've made up for you, avec les yeux lumineux. It's a woman with the luminous, shining, sparkling eyes.
Before Carrie moves to Paris, Big had been trying multiple times to get in contact with her, but finally she decides to actually leave him alone and not return his calls and just kind of ice him out. When he doesn't hear from her, he arrives to her home on the very last night that she's in New York. He gets really hurt that she wasn't ever gonna tell him that she's moving, even though he never ever tells her when he is doing anything.
Are you moving to Paris? When were you going to tell me?
Every time! What, do you have some kind of radar? Carrie might be happy it's time to sweep in and shit all over it?
What? You and I?
You and I, nothing! And you can drive down the street all you want, because I don't live here anymore.
She moves to Paris and she hates it. She's comparing her time in Paris with how it would have been if Big was there, or if she had moved to Paris with Big.
Can I tell you something and you won't use it against me when I feel better and everything's great? I keep thinking about Big. What it would be like if I'd come here with Big.
It's me.
Enter. Go get our girl.
Carrie and Alexander got into a fight and he slapped Carrie. They broke up and Big actually found Carrie in Paris and finally tells her that she is the one.
Please, Carrie.
Also, I was just thinking that in a couple of years, she's gonna end up dumping him into the river. They're standing on a bridge over the Seine River, or Seine, or whatever it's called, in Paris. And this this is where Carrie dumps his ashes. Oh, Lord.
Carrie, you're the one.
So that concludes the entire season, the entire 6 seasons of Sex and the City. So we're skipping ahead into the movie, the first Sex and the City movie, and we see Big and Carrie. They're still together. They are apartment shopping, and Carrie wants this giant apartment. They were talking about how it's going to work if they are in a relationship together and they're buying property together, but it's his property because he's buying it and she has no legal rights or whatever. So he basically proposes to her in the most blah way ever. So they get engaged.
You bought it. So really, it's your place. And if anything were to happen...
What's going to happen?
I have to be smart here. We're not married. I'd have no legal rights.
Did you want to get married?
Well, I didn't think that was an option.
What if it was an option? I wouldn't mind being married to you. Would you mind being married to me?
No, not if that's what you wanted.
She chooses to have a simple vintage wedding dress, and their wedding announcement basically ends up on page 6 in one of the newspapers. She gets picked to do a wedding dress photo shoot for a fashion magazine, and she gets gifted one of the wedding dresses that she wore. So obviously she chooses that she wants to wear this dress over the original vintage simple dress that she found in a vintage store. Big starts to get annoyed because the wedding is turning into a circus. There's 200 guests, and he says to Carrie, "This is my 3rd wedding. Do you have any idea how that makes me look?" Again, without taking into consideration that this is Carrie's 1st wedding. Not everyone is out here marrying and divorcing people left, right and centre and cheating on all their wives and having all these divorce settlements or whatever. Like, this is Carrie's 1st wedding. Let her have her wedding. It's not just you. This is another example of Big always putting himself first, always prioritizing his wants, needs and desires, and not taking Carrie into consideration.
200? Jesus, Carrie, it went up again?
You're not taking it seriously.
No, I'm not. It is a circus. 200 people? Page 6? This is my 3rd marriage. How do you think that makes me look?
So I also just want to point out that Big has cheated on 2 of his ex-wives. Oh, that's all of them. All of the wives so far, Big has cheated on them. How does Carrie feel safe marrying a man who cheated on all of his wives, including with her? How does she feel safe going into a marriage with someone like that, knowing that that's how they behave while they're married? And it's this thing again of someone being so unavailable for love and connection and commitment that if he chooses her, it must mean that she's worth something. If someone like that chooses to be with me, that must mean I'm super valuable and I'm super amazing. When it's like, girl, no, he's just a cheater. He's just a cheater. He's just a cheating ass loser. And Carrie will put up with it. Carrie has been with him now for so long. They've been together for 10 years in the first movie, and she has been putting up with him for 10 years. She has been accepting him and making accommodations and extending herself and making allowances and putting up with his emotional unavailability and all of the games that he's playing. Even while they're getting married, he still wants his feelings to be considered first. The fact that he's been married 2 times already, and yeah, instead of prioritizing his wife and saying this is her 1st wedding, let her wear the dress, let her have the 200 people, let's enjoy the wedding, it's her 1st wedding. So they have an engagement party and Miranda tells Big, you guys are crazy to get married because Steve just cheated on Miranda. That's a whole other situation. I definitely want to do a deep dive on Steve and Miranda and why Steve is literally the worst. I hate Steve. But anyway, he cheats on Miranda because Miranda doesn't give him enough love because she's so busy paying all of the bills, basically raising their child and also being a carer for Steve's mom, that she doesn't have time to feel sexy or appreciated, and she doesn't have sex with Steve. So he goes and cheats on her.
Hey. You all right?
No, I'm not all right. You two are crazy to get married. Marriage ruins everything.
Big calls Carrie the night before the wedding and he starts acting a little bit spooked. He starts acting like he's kind of getting a bit of cold feet, and you can kind of tell in this scene that Carrie knows that he's not feeling great.
Is this something we really want to do? I don't want to screw it up.
You won't.
I screwed it up twice before.
We get to the actual wedding and Big does not arrive. He is waiting outside the courthouse and he makes this weird like thing where he wants Carrie to look at him, and because Carrie didn't look at him and make eye contact with him when she got out of the car, he took that as a sign that he shouldn't get married to her. This man is looking for any reason not to marry her. Any reason will do at all. The fact that Miranda, who's going through a tough time in her marriage, said to Big, you guys are crazy to get married. The fact that Carrie didn't make eye contact with him when she got out of her car, he's like, boom, those are my signs from the universe. I need to ditch this girl. When in reality, he didn't really need any reason to ditch her. He would have just ditched her anyway for no reason, because that's basically what he did.
Are you okay?
I've been calling you for an hour. Why haven't you been answering your phone?
Because I don't know where my phone is. So what's going on? Where are you?
I was out front. I just left. Carrie! I freaked out for a minute, but I'm ready now.
I knew you would do this! I knew it!
The girls end up going on the honeymoon with Carrie instead of Big, obviously, and they look after her while she is recovering from her heartbreak. Miranda eventually comes clean to Carrie about what she said to Big, but realistically that had nothing to do with the fact that Big didn't show up. And Carrie blames Miranda. I have been going over this in my head for 5 months and you could have told me this ages ago. Carrie, it had nothing to do. And I know Big was looking for any excuse not to marry Carrie. And now Carrie is looking for excuses for why Big didn't marry her. Because he didn't want to. I know he does eventually, obviously. We know that. But like, he spent 10 years running away from you. He spent 10 years not giving you what you need, not giving you what you want, not considering you at all in any situation, leaving the country, coming back, getting engaged to someone else, cheating on the little. He doesn't care. He doesn't care, girl. It's not Miranda's fault. I know she probably shouldn't have said that, but realistically, that had nothing to do with the fact that he didn't marry you in this wedding.
You like another
Yes.
bottle? I said that you two were crazy to get married. Steve
I have been going over this and over this in my mind for 5 months.
I just want to talk about this scene as well when Samantha shows up and everyone's body shames her and talks about how fat she's gotten, and she actually doesn't look fat at all. Like, this reminds me of the early 2000s. The Nicole Richie, Paris Hilton, Jessica Simpson, when everyone was just fucking absolutely ragged on for gaining any weight and not being a size 0 and being like super thin. And then of course people lost loads of weight and then everyone got called anorexic for losing weight, and it's like, what do you want us to look like? Like I felt really, why was this scene included? Like, she, first of all, she does not look fat. They made such a big deal. They acted like she was literally one of the people on My 600 Pound Life who have to get airlifted out of their own house, and they have to get the walls knocked down to get them out of the house to go to the hospital. She didn't look fat at all. She probably had gained a little bit of weight, but who fucking cares? Who fucking cares? Anyway, that scene really pissed me off, but whatever.
I eat, so I won't cheat.
What exactly are you eating?
I didn't realize how big I was until I saw it on your faces.
How? And I say this with love. How could you not realize it?
I've been avoiding mirrors.
Charlotte is super pregnant and she sees Big in a cafe. She goes into labor and then he gives her a lift to the hospital.
Can't stay. Wait, help me move the table.
Charlotte.
I don't want to see you. I'm so mad at you. I was always on your side. I cursed the day you were born. I think my water just broke. Oh my God. Taxi!
My car's right there.
I don't want to get your car.
Please, I gotta get you to the hospital, okay? Please.
Harry tells Carrie that Big was sticking around hoping to see Carrie. Harry also tells Carrie that Big said that he's been writing to her, but she insists that she hasn't gotten anything from him.
He said he's been writing you, but you never responded.
No, he's never written to me.
Eventually, she finds all the emails that he's been sending her, basically copying and pasting love letters that famous writers wrote to their loves. He didn't write any of the letters, and she even said he typed out the letters. He didn't type them out. They're just copied and pasted. Like, he did not type them out. There's no way that he sat there typing out word for word. There's no way he typed out those letters. There's just no way. There's just no way. He, for sure, either got someone else to do it or just copied and pasted it.
There they were, the love letters of great men, Volume 1.
So her and Big actually bump into each other when they both went to the apartment that they viewed at the start of the movie. They went back to the apartment because the new people were moving in and she had to go home, or she had to go back to the apartment to pick up her shoes. They bump into each other and they make love or whatever, and he proposes to her with one of her own shoes. Like, I already bought these are mine. You're proposing to me with my own fucking shoe. Also, we were literally supposed to get married, remember, and you didn't show up. And she's just so happy that he's back. She just sees him one time, they have sex, and now he's giving her her own shoes, and she's like, okay.
Why did we ever decide to get married?
I guess we were afraid it would mean something if we didn't.
Carrie Bradshaw, love of my life, will you marry me?
And in the end, Carrie Bradshaw married John James Preston in a labelless dress.
I do.
By the power vested in me by the state of New York, I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
And then they end up going to the courthouse, which is what he wanted all along. He didn't want the big wedding. He didn't want 200 guests. He didn't want the wedding on page 6. He didn't want it to be a circus. He didn't want it to be a really big deal. She did, because it's her first wedding. She wanted it. But no, he didn't want it. So eventually he got what he wanted, which is to go to the courthouse. So he got what he wanted in the end, because everything always has to be on his terms. I have to do things my way, and it always ends up working out for him anyway, and Carrie just accepts it and puts up with it. So moving on to the second movie, which did not need to happen, in my opinion. Just did not need to happen at all. It is so bad. It is so bad. The only thing worse than the second movie is And Just Like That, but we'll get to that in a minute. So I want to talk about the scene in the second movie where Charlotte's nanny is doing somersaults or cartwheels and all the men are staring at her. Again, another instance of Big being an absolute creep and having zero respect for his wife. I know all of the men are doing it there. Like, you all get a thumbs down. You all get a thumbs down. Stop being fucking creeps. And yeah, and I'm just talking about Big, obviously, in this episode, but yeah, no. Then we get to a scene where Big didn't want to go out with Carrie. She forces him to come out, and then he is flirting with Penelope motherfucking Cruz, talking about the stock market and saying that he's going to keep it up for her.
Carrie Preston. Hi, Carrie Preston. Nice to meet you. Your husband is very charming, isn't he? So, you were right about.
Look at the way Big keeps looking at the Bank of Madrid lady. He is obviously super into her, and obviously Carrie knows. I wonder in the back of Carrie's head, does she ever really stop and think both of Big's wives and most of the people that she ever saw Big on dates with were classically beautiful women with brunette hair that did not resemble Carrie in any way, shape or form, and both of his ex-wives look like each other, and they also kind of look like Penelope Cruz. Did Big ever look at Carrie this way? I can only think of one scene when Big actually really looks like Carrie in a way with actual love and admiration in his eyes, and it's the scene before he dies. So it's literally the last time, we haven't gotten there yet, but we will, but it's the last time he ever actually looks at his poor, long-suffering wife of 20 years, and the first time that he ever looks at her with any sort of admiration in his eyes. But we haven't gotten there yet.
Well, nice to meet you both.
Nice to meet you.
I'll try to keep it up for you.
You're so funny. He's very funny.
I'm not upset about the flirt. I liked the flirt. In fact, you could dial up the flirt around here a little more. I get TV and takeout guy, and Bank of Madrid lady, she gets sparkle guy.
No, another example of Big triangulating women, having this need for validation and having this need for having all of these other women around in your relationship, and keeping Carrie on her toes, letting her know subtly or not so subtly that there are other women around who find me attractive and who find me funny, so you better behave yourself or I'm just gonna jump into bed with Penelope fucking Cruz. Big then brings up the idea of having 2 days off a week in their marriage. 2 days off a week where he can just watch TV and she can work on her column, and then they will have 5 really good days together, and then he can basically slack off or cheat on her for the 2 days.
So you're telling me that you want 2 days off a week from our marriage?
And you'd have the same 2 days.
Oh my God.
To work or see your friends. Do the things you want to do without me.
Carrie tells the girls, well, the girls are going on vacation to Abu Dhabi, and Carrie tells the girls that Big proposed the idea of having 2 days off a week, and she makes it seem like it was their idea and not his idea, and then she looks around for approval or like validation or whatever from Miranda and doesn't get it.
I are thinking about taking 2 days a week apart to do our own thing.
2 days off? You make marriage sound like a job.
Well, it may not be a job, but it's work.
But doesn't it hurt your feelings that he would want time off?
You just don't get it.
Carrie was talking to one of their butlers in Abu Dhabi, and he only gets to see his wife every 3 months. So Carrie uses this as ammunition against Charlotte, basically to let her know that there are all different types of marriages, and she makes this really weird gotcha face at Charlotte, which I'm like, girl, what is your issue with Charlotte? Like, what is your issue?
All kinds of marriages.
Anyway, Carrie sees Aiden in the spice market, and they decide to go to dinner together at his hotel. Excuse me.
Aiden.
Can I take you out to dinner, just you and me? The locals say that the restaurant at my hotel has the best mara in town. That's my international self.
Carrie starts acting like an absolute weapon when Charlotte tells her that she's playing with fire, and Carrie basically is awful to Charlotte.
Wow, you look great.
Oh, I'm meeting Aiden for dinner.
Why are you having dinner with him?
How can I not have dinner with him? We bump into each other halfway around the world? I mean, it means something.
I think you're playing with fire.
Just because you're worried about your marriage. Everyone's gonna cheat. Have a good time at dinner.
Anyway, She was playing with fire. She ends up kissing Aiden while they go for dinner. But I have a lot of issues with this scene. Carrie said that it was a mistake and she didn't mean to kiss Aiden, but they were flirting during the dinner. Like, you don't just sit beside someone and then start kissing them. Like, it leads up to it. You start flirting, you start pushing boundaries, you start like seeing what the other person is like giving back to you, and you start like seeing what's acceptable. And yeah, you don't just go and kiss someone. Like, it leads up to that. She absolutely, and he absolutely, he's married like as well. They're both married. They love the flirting and they absolutely could have put a stop to it. But Carrie is acting so innocent. I didn't mean to. It didn't mean anything. It's like, well, no, you had lots of opportunities to stop. You had lots of opportunities to put up boundaries with Aiden while he was being flirty with you, but you liked it. You liked it.
You're anything but traditional. I learned that when I tried to get you to wear an engagement ring.
Exactly, and see? Still. No diamond. And I'm married.
Imagine how Aiden feels here also, by the way. He tried so hard to get Carrie to marry him and she didn't want to. She put up every single obstacle. She was breaking out in hives. She had no interest in marrying Aiden. Like, really, she didn't. And then they break up and Aiden finds out that she ended up marrying the guy that Carrie swore he didn't need to worry about. Ugh. And then also, I think whatever Carrie has for Big, whatever weird trauma bond or whatever weird avoidant, like anxious chase thing that goes on, the push-pull dynamic that goes on between Carrie and Big, I think Aiden has that for Carrie. I think Aiden is acting like Carrie and Carrie acts like Big in their dynamic. So it's just the opposite kind of push-pull. And I wonder how Aiden feels as well, knowing that Carrie is now married to Big, who she was sneaking around behind Aiden's back, cheating on Aiden, had no problem. Well, she had a moral quandary or whatever, but she still did it multiple times over a space of time. And now she had one little kiss with Aiden, still very bad, but immediately shuts it down. And she didn't immediately shut it down with Big when she was with Aiden. So I'm sure this is a head fuck for Aiden, but he's still cheating on his wife, so I don't really give a fuck.
You look good. You look hot. I'm sorry, but you do.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, fuck. Yeah, I should go.
I kissed Aiden. I knew it! I know you knew it. I played with fire.
But I love you. She went home with that guy Jeremy, and here she is cheating on Big again, needing validation and attention of her ex-boyfriend while she's literally married. You are literally married. Anyway,
I went to the spice market and I ran into Aiden. We kissed.
The girls didn't know if I should even tell you, because it was just a kiss and it means nothing, but I told them that I couldn't have a secret from you, that we don't have secrets.
I'm at work, Carrie.
I also don't like the way she kind of tried to throw the girls under the bus here by saying the girls didn't know if I should even tell you, but I knew that I had to tell you because I just whatever. And it's like she's still trying to position herself in some sort of self-righteousness or moral superiority in some way by taking a dig at her friends and then putting herself in like a higher position of doing the right thing. Now, I also have to say, if she had zero intention of doing anything weird with Aiden, if they were actually just going to go out for an innocent dinner, why did she not tell Big that she bumped into him and that they were just going to go for lunch or dinner or coffee or whatever? The reason she didn't fucking tell him in the first place is because she knew that she wanted to be flirty. She didn't want to tell him, and she was probably never going to tell him. The same way that when she was with Aiden in his country house and she was like, oh, I have to go to a meeting, but she wasn't going to a meeting. She was meeting up with her ex-boyfriend, Mr. fucking Big. So Carrie's a little sneaky, slippery snake. And yeah, anyway, let's continue.
Yes, I wanted the flirting, and yes, I wanted the attention, but I didn't want the kiss.
So the two of them are really just as bad as each other when it comes to having other people around in their relationship and not being happy with the person that they married. Carrie gets a ring from Big when she comes home. So that's her prize for cheating. That's her reward for cheating. And I did see someone say that the reason he gave her that ring was because he went and got with Penelope Cruz after Carrie rang him to say that she kissed Aiden. That Big went back to find Penelope Cruz and they had a little thing. Also, when Carrie asks Big, "Where were you?" and he says, "I was out walking," that is exactly what Carrie said to Aiden when Carrie was cheating on Aiden with Big. So that gives me a little, like, maybe he was cheating. You guys are all just out walking all the time? Really? Walking into other people's vaginas, maybe?
This is your punishment. You have to wear this every day so that you remember.
Also, I wanted to talk, that's basically the end of the movie, but I wanted to talk about how cringe they made Samantha in this movie. She actually was like a cartoon character. I feel really bad. Like, the writing in this movie was so bad, and it was so far from the original Sex and the City. The first movie actually was fine. It wasn't great, but it was fine, and it still had the flavor of the original Sex and the City. But the second movie, oh, what happened? It was so bad, and I haven't seen it in a couple of years, but then I obviously rewatched it to get all these clips and to like make this video or whatever. The second movie, so bad. I actually can't believe it. And they did Samantha so bad in the second movie, and I know there's lots of reasons why why Kim Cattrall didn't want to come back to do And Just Like That. There's loads of reasons. It isn't just because of the writing. They wanted And Just Like That. Obviously they cut off Mr. Big. They cut off Chris Noth because he had some allegations against him. So he didn't make it very far in this season at all. So in the first episode of And Just Like That, Big and Carrie are still together for some reason, and they still don't answer each other's questions.
Well, do you?
Do you?
Big doesn't want to come see Lily's piano performance, and he wants to stay home with Allegra, who is his Peloton instructor. So Big is obviously older now. He's more tired. He's not out flirting with Penelope Cruz or triangulating Carrie with all these other women around the city. He's old, and he wants Carrie to be his like home care worker, basically his like home care assistant, looking after him in his old age, and she's the only one that would ever put up with him no matter what. So that's why he wants her around, but he's still gonna try and cheat on her in whatever way he can, which is to basically have a weird crush on his Peloton instructor, who's a girl on a screen. But whatever, it's still just another weird thing of Big being a fucking creep and Carrie just dismissing it, rolling her eyes, laughing it off, instead of just being like, "Why are you such a fucking creep, you old fuck? Why are you so fucking disgusting? Fucking stop."
Early enough, maybe we could drive out east tonight. Would you be up for that?
Depends how spent I am after Allegra.
All right.
Anyway, Big has a heart attack because of Allegra, or because of he's just... Anyway, because he had a heart thing done and he didn't stop eating steak, maybe. But anyway, Big dies, and Carrie admits that they were happy in the end. So she's been with this man for 20 years. 20, 20, TWENTY, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 years she's been with this man. And she says that they were happy in the end. So you put up with this man for 2 decades, 20 years, and you were happy in the end? In the end. The end? Is that worth it, really? Is that worth it, really? Anyway, they were happy in the end, so she's really sad about Big dying.
John! Oh. And just like that, Big died. It's been a rough few weeks, but just keep reminding myself that at least we were happy. At the end. Never been happier.
At the end.
Then she finds out that Big left Natasha $1 million in his will. And that sends Carrie into an absolute spiral. She starts stalking again. She stalks Natasha. Natasha doesn't want the money, whatever. Anyway, so she says that she's angry at Big because he left Natasha so much money and thinks that there was something going on, blah, 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 blah. I'd say it was just guilt because he cheated on her. He strung her along. He cheated on her. She fell down the stairs. She broke her face and he probably fucked up her life for a while because, I mean, she needed loads of surgeries on her teeth and her husband cheated on her. He probably sold her this fucking dream. He probably love bombed the fuck out of her. And she quit her job to like move in with him and he was going to look after her and she was living in his apartment. And then that changed her life when she found out that he was cheating on her. He definitely fucked her over. And, you know, when someone betrays you, betrayal trauma is a real thing. Betrayal trauma is a really, really, really real thing that takes a long time to recover from, and it isn't easy. And a lot of people don't recover from it. A lot of people do not ever recover from that. So give her the milli. Oh my God, I would have taken the money. If I was Natasha, I definitely would have taken the money. Oh my God, I don't know why she didn't want it. Take the money, girl. I would have absolutely taken it. 100%. Don't give it to a charity. Give it to me. I deserve it. I put up with you. You cheated on me. I fell down the stairs and broke my face. I'll take the money. Cha-ching. Thank you very much. But anyway, Carrie dumps Big into the river in Paris. And that is basically the end of Carrie and Big's relationship on the screen. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the sunk cost fallacy. So we've seen Carrie here put up with so much stuff from Big. So much stuff. He puts up with a lot of shit from her as well. So I'm not trying to say that he's like this evil person and she's this amazing angel who's never made any mistakes. Both of them are massively flawed people. The thing that I think about the sunk cost fallacy is that Carrie kept it going and going and going. She wouldn't have had this massive attachment to him if she just cut it off. We've seen Carrie date so many people during the seasons, and even in Just Like That, she dates multiple people. She's very quick to cut it off. Like, Carrie doesn't have a problem with being overly attached to people, usually. She kind of was attached to Berger for whatever fucking reason. He was so awful. I don't know why she wanted to try it with him. I don't know why she tried so hard with him. He was absolutely awful. But mostly with Big, the attachment comes from Big. There's always this thing where she has this undercurrent and this like thread connecting back to Big. Whereas we've seen her date other people and she cuts it off. She knows that they're not good for her for whatever reason, and she's okay with walking away. So it isn't as if Carrie is desperate to be with anybody, that she's willing to put up with anything. No, she's actually very quick to cut things off with other people, but just for whatever reason she was never able to just cut it off with Big for good. Even when she swore she would cut it off, she didn't. Even when she kept saying no, she fell into an affair with him. Even when she told him she was moving to Paris, she still went back with him as soon as she saw him. So I think with Carrie, she just invested so much into Mr. Big. I think he had her on such a hook because he never, ever, ever gave her what she needed. And she was constantly chasing and chasing and chasing to prove herself, to prove her worth, to prove that she was valuable to him, overextending herself, masking and performing for him, basically. And I think that she just wanted the reward of being with him. And I'm not sure if the reward was worth it. Maybe, I don't know, but like being together with someone for 20 years and then to say that it was really good at the end, I'm not sure if that's worth it. He has put her through hell. Let's just be real. He has put her through hell. Like, your soulmate, I know that we've spoken about this on other podcasts, but your soulmate will not put you through hell. No. Will you go through ups and downs? Yeah, obviously. Will you encounter obstacles, and will people fuck up and make mistakes? And yes, a million times over. But will they put you through hell again and again and again and again? No, they won't. They absolutely won't, because you will be considered. Your partner, your soulmate, the love of your life, the person you're supposed to be with will always consider how things are going to affect you and how you are going to be impacted by their decisions. And Big never does that to Carrie. We've seen so many times that he just does not consider her for one moment in so many scenarios, even their own wedding. So I think Carrie had just put so much work into him. She got so addicted to the dopamine spikes. She got so addicted to the inconsistency. She got so addicted to him breadcrumbing her, throwing down a little bit of attention and validation every now and then, and thinking that he was the prize and that it meant something if someone so aloof and mysterious and avoidant and non-committal would eventually commit to her, that it would mean something. And it would mean that she was special and he chose her out of all the other women, out of all his other options, out of all his other people that he's married and cheated on. He chose her. She's the most special person. And yeah, I'm not sold. I'm not sold on it. Anyway, I don't want to have a relationship like that. Thank you very much. But I definitely do think Carrie Bradshaw and her relationship with Mr. Big is the definition of the sunk cost fallacy, where she has just invested too much time, too much effort, too much pain, that she thinks that if she walks away now, it will be for nothing. It will be for nothing. One of these days, he's actually going to be a decent human. One of these days, he's finally going to realize that I'm the love of his life, and he's just going to treat me like an angel princess girly. And it's like, yeah, at the very end of your 20-year relationship, he's behaving because he's tired. He's not even behaving because he loves you and he's finally realized after 20 years that you're the girl he wants to be with and you're the love of his life. No, he's only behaving himself because he's tired. He's old and he's about to have a heart attack. Like, he probably has really bad circulation. He probably has really bad blood flow. He probably has really bad like energy levels or whatever. He just probably can't be bothered cheating on you. He probably can't be bothered going out and doing anything. You know, he already got with Penelope Cruz in the first movie, so he's probably just tired in the second movie. And that's when you, Carrie Bradshaw, said that things got really good at the end. When he got too tired of running around and treating you like shit, then he actually started being a decent human. So anyway, I think that's all I have for this episode. Thank you for being here. Thank you for enjoying, or maybe you didn't enjoy it, but thank you for being here for this absolutely unhinged deep dive into the relationship of Carrie and Big.